Hello everyone and welcome to my page, Messages for Venus. This is the Prism Tarot Deck edition. This is the second edition. These are the backs. They're all the same. And you can do upright and reversal for those of you that read that way. Now, the cards are gilded in absolute gold and shimmer. But I have so many cards that I have yet to have the card or card deck that peels on the side, because I have so many of these decks that are like this, and I don't know, I must have like over 200 decks right now, and plus whatever's missing that I've sold, etc. So that's a beautiful gold right there. It even shimmers. The Prism tarot deck doesn't have much color. I don't even know what to say. I think this is like a plum type of a color that it has, and when you put the cards together, they tell you the story. It's absolutely stunning. I should try to do that shit and then take a picture. I love it. This deck attracted itself to me or called for me because I didn't really like the first edition. I was like, I don't really know about that. I don't really know. Because it has some sort of like, it's like a different matrix. It's like a different place, a different story that hasn't even happened yet, and it's calling to me. This deck came to me when I was in a very like dark place, because I was arguing back and forth with people from my past that are somehow still haunting me. So it brought that like, you have to figure this out type of an attitude, hence the Prism Tarot. And it's just the shapes, the forms, and situations that I was in, and how things were shaping themselves. So this deck really came handy, and a point of my life where I really, really needed it. So just like any other fortune teller type of I don't even know type. I don't call myself a fortune teller, but I don't give a fuck if people call me a fortune teller. But if you are using a tool to divine for other people, this deck is a storyteller. Not that other decks are not storytellers. However, this story will tell you, this deck will tell you what you have yet to know in a very loving way. It's going to tell you your fortunes. It's going to wheel out all the issues. It's going to give you the healing. It's going to tell you about your love life. It's going to tell you about everything in a very healing way. Not only does this deck, as you can see, have people in it, but it also has huge creatures in it that no one has ever seen in this lifetime. It doesn't smack you in the face with a brutal picture or a depiction of destruction, hence the Tower. It's very loving deck. However, it's still very dark. It reminds me of, not Edward Scissorhead, Jesus Christ. It reminds me of McSweeney. I think his name is McSweeney or something like that. It's and it was also a musical. Same person. I don't know. Maybe you guys. It was a musical and it was huge. Excuse me. He was a killer. This is what this deck reminds me of the mind of a killer, the mind of someone who was above and beyond even like what's presented to that person, you know. And then they form this prism, and then everybody else has to figure it out. Everybody else has to figure out the story. See? Everyone else has to figure out the story. Meanwhile, that person already knows. The fucking sociopath. This is what this deck reminds me of. In a good way, because I love sociopaths. I study criminal justice. So, that's fantastic. And it's not whitewashed, because you can barely see whose faces it is. It can be anybody, you know? Look at that. Beautiful. And I also feel like for those people that would wish that this deck had different colors in it, it will take away from the energy of the deck. It will take away from it. This is a perfect deck exactly the way it is. I also love that not all the cards have borders in it. But I also love that I can't fidget around with it. I can't move it around. I can't modify it. I just love it. It's a type of deck that has its own energy. It's just here to stay. This is who I am. This is what it is. You figure it the fuck out type of a shit. I love it. I love that. So, look at that. Jesus Christ. All right, so let me shuffle because I have nothing else to say about this deck, and I'll show you guys how this deck shuffles. Okay, so again, it is a gilded deck. It's gilded. It might hurt your fingers a little bit to shuffle the cards, but that's okay because once you use it enough, it's okay. I just don't use this deck enough, you know. But other than that, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.